stuff. Or just no four-wheel drive at all.
His wife is probably right now. Oh, yeah,
We almost missed the elephant. So, the Old English tea kettle, right?
Yeah.
Go to the mountain to the left of it, and at the very top there's a crown. You see the crown all the way at the top?
Yeah.
On the far right of it is an elephant head peeking out.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I see
yeah.
You got the eye making, the
Yeah.
shadow making the eye, and the trunk that
Uh-huh.
is made by the gap.
it. Yep.
Oh,
We call that formation Noah's Ark.
cool.
Little sneaky elephant.
Just watching over its kingdom, making sure everyone is okay. Look at this, we got a jaguar up here.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh,
Just
Yeah,
because
he was
it
there
says
earlier.
all-wheel drive or SUV,
Oh my God.
it'll make it. Was it really there earlier?
it was there when we came, yeah.
Oh. It'll make it, but why would you do that? I would.
Here, if you're driving that, it probably doesn't make any difference to you.
Yeah, they're not a lot more expensive. If you can afford one, you can afford two. Leapfrog.
Don't make me stick the on you.
Don't make her what? Oh, stick that spider on me. We were talking earlier, I do have arachnophobia pretty bad. Other than tarantulas and daddy long legs. I can handle those two just fine. She's got a big fake spider in her Jeep right now, and I'm not even gonna lie, it still gave me the shivers even though it's fake. Now those four-door Porsche SUV things, I've seen 3 of them try to do the whole trail. 2 of them made it just fine without a single scratch, and 1 of them lost its front and rear bumper.
2 were drivers and
Yep. Like, this road's really not that bad if you know what to do. Like, there's nothing crazy steep. It's just you gotta know kind of how to watch what line you're gonna take. His face already looked like regret. He's gone 10 feet.
Yeah, he's thinking I should have got extra insurance on the front end.
yeah.
Oh, he's turning around already. Welcome back to down front is full of bottles, so if you guys do need one on the way down, just let me know. I'll stop and grab you guys another bottle. No, I always joke that the way that all these formations are found is right around the 1970s. That's when the term vortex was coined about the magnetic anomaly here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what was going on in the 70s?
Psychedelic?
Yeah, so they were coming out here enjoying that and staring at the rocks, and they'd be like, oh, that looks like, yeah. Now, the vortex is actually a scientifically proven thing. Like, it does exist. It's a geomagnetic anomaly. It's created by two things. The high iron concentration here in the ground. So our magnetic current here on Earth runs from north to south. That's how we get our compass torque. While that current hits those iron deposits, gets thrown slightly off kilter, and collides and creates a strong point of energy that starts moving in a spiraling motion. So the term vortex, all a vortex is a pool of spiraling energy. When you flush your toilet, you create a vortex. A tornado is a vortex, and a hurricane is a vortex. But the vortex here is magnetic, so they collide, start doing that spiraling motion of that magnetic energy, and the core of the Earth pulls in a downward spiraling motion. So that's one of the causes. The other cause is the quartz crystal here in Sedona. There is a substantially higher amount of quartz crystal here than in most places. That quartz crystal, when put under enough pressure, can actually create its own magnetic field. Quartz crystal is in every electronic device you own. It's in your cell phone, it's in your camera, Herman, everything. So when you put quartz under a high enough amount of pressure, it will create that magnetic field. There's quartz hundreds of feet below us. There's quartz right here in these rocks. If you go hiking later and you find a red rock that is shiny and reflective, almost like it has glitter in it, that's the quartz crystal that you're seeing reflected to you. So they're creating that field. Are you guys familiar with what dowsing rods are?
Oh, yeah.
You can use those to find the vortex. So if you're out on a hike and you buy $4 worth of copper from Ace Hardware here, and you create like a little handle, and you walk around, when you find a spiraled tree, a tree that you see a twist to, and you use those dowsing rods around it, somewhere within probably, I'd say 20 feet of it, your dowsing rods are going to go from straight to crossed. As long as you're not pinching them. You got to make sure there's a nice loose grip.
That's how we found pipes in the ground.
Yep. Pipes, water, that's how ranchers originally dug their wells. So there's all sorts of cool things you can do with it. Now our bodies, the way they operate is through magnetic energy. So you can actually take those dowsing rods and walk towards a person, and they'll cross when you get too close to the person. It's a pretty neat ordeal, but at the same time, people are still going to be like, you're full of it.
Right.
If you don't feel like spending that $4 here, you can do it at home and just walk towards like a pond or a lake, and they'll cross. It's pretty neat. Fun little science experiment for the kiddos or grandkids, or I don't know. Does everybody on board have children? Herman, do you have kids?
Yes.
So you can even tell them that, and they can do it as a science experiment. It's a lot of fun. And it's just an interesting way. Now, for those of you, if it
You know what I mean, though, because I have like yard trucks sometimes. We get a junk vehicle that runs and drives. I run into the woods, so this is nothing out of the ordinary, really.
yeah, oftentimes people go to sit back there, and I'll usually warn them. I don't know, you look like you were in it for a little bit bumpier journey.
Yeah.
When I told you it was a pavement tour, you almost looked sad.
Yeah. She was too.
I was.
That's why we warn people ahead of time. Our website doesn't do a very good description of that because it talks about the beauty. That drive is gorgeous, do not get me wrong. It is actually rated as one of the top 10 most scenic drives in the US. So you really can't go wrong with it, but at the same time, most people when they sign up for a Jeep tour, they're like, I want to get bumped around and tossed around. I want to actually like have a good time. And I don't think that 4Runner really knows too much about what it's doing. I actually brought mine with me.
Oh.
Now we didn't pass the vortex here. I take them with me because the vortex, there is one up on that red rock that the 2-hour tour goes and stands on. And it goes across there. But I can show you when we get back. If you guys want to see that it actually works on people, I can show you, and then you guys can play with it too for a few minutes if you want. While I clean the Jeep and get ready for the next tour. But they're fun. Now the spiritual side of the vortex, one of the things you'll hear a lot of people in town say is that the vortex has healing powers.
Right.
That healing power that they're talking about is of the soul. Now there are some people who believe it can help with your mind and body and spirit and all that.
I chalk it all up, like we talked about earlier, getting closer to nature, right?
I do as well,
The
almost.
closeness of being,
And you actually go out there and you're focused on it. That's what you're looking to do. So I do kind of chalk it up as that, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to knock it. I don't know. I just haven't had the spiritual awakening that some people try to say it gives you.
we definitely have feelings. It's like places like this too, where everything's so big.